I think the sympathy ain't the word. I think a lot of people go, well, they feel bad for Miles. It's like, well, they don't feel bad. He signed this big contract. And I think that there's a difference here. Empathy, I think, is the word. I think he feels the same way that a lot of Browns fans feel. I think he feels the exact same way. I mean, he did the exact... I didn't slam anything yesterday, but I was yelling, and I saw him yelling on the sidelines.
You've done your slamming. It's like yesterday.
I've broken things
before,
before,
but it's the fourth blowout.
Yeah. And what's so frustrating is that I can't sit there and just call them all out as, laying down and letting just the other team just beat you to dust and letting yourself be embarrassed, and really all you do is embarrass the Browns fans, because I think the guys are trying. I think especially on defense, there's some talent there, obviously, so it's easier to say for defense. But, I saw Wyatt Teller selling out for blocks, and I saw other guys trying to do their damnedest. It's just, it ain't working. It doesn't work. You got some components there, but the main component there is not ready to play. He shouldn't be playing. He's been figured out. There isn't much to figure out anyway, because he's going to be a career backup. So I'm trying not to be as mad at him as I am all this. I'm mad about this situation. I'm upset with Kevin. I'm upset with Andrew. I'm upset with this whole entire thing. And I wish it would be much, much easier for me to yell if I thought the culture was horrific. And I don't think the culture's great, but I don't think it's as bad as ones I've seen in the past. Like the year where Jadeveon Clowney, they all yelled at Jadeveon Clowney and they just let him still be on the team until Christmas. That was wild. That was bad. That's bad culture. But this, I still see a guy out there. I still see many guys out there busting an ass. And you're getting blown out in these football games. You're getting blown out, and we're trying flea flicker screens. That's pretty telling. We're going to do a flea flicker and not even go. We're doing a design flea flicker screen. That's pretty telling of the confidence that you have in your backup quarterback, your career backup quarterback who's starting for you right now. The intentional grounding in the end zone where there wasn't even an attempt to look down. It's basically as if, listen, I can play offense outside of our 25. Anything deeper than that, we're either going to have to run the ball out of there or we're going to have to get a turnover something on the other side.
I'd rather just spot you 2 points and give you the ball back and see if maybe we can get better field position later.
That's unreal. And then I saw the stat. So Zach wakes up very early, and he has the participation chart that's posted out there. I want to make a promise to everybody here, especially you. When Jerry Jeudy does have his eventual meltdown, I'm going to remember yesterday when he was basically out there just for cardio purposes and be more understanding of that meltdown. Because Jerry Jeudy is going to have it one of these days, and it's probably going to be pretty strong, and we're probably going to have some strong commentary about that, some of us. And I'm going to remember he played 83% of total plays yesterday, or total offensive snaps yesterday. He was targeted 4 times because you have this wide receiver that's supposed to...
targets.
He was targeted twice?
Yeah.
2 times, because you have a wide receiver that's supposed to stretch the offense, but you can't move the pocket around. That's a Kevin problem. Maybe that's an offensive line problem. Okay, that's an Andrew problem too. Well, guess what? You can go ahead and pick your poison, whichever one you want to yell at there.
Jeudy now on pace for 546 yards this year.
Yeah.
If he plays in every game.
Ain't putting it on him right now.
If it goes like yesterday, he'll finish the year with 546 yards.
I mean, that was just... so atrocious. I think they had 2 balls were completed to wide receivers yesterday, so we're running the Penn State offense over the last few years.
Oh, God.
Just tight ends. That's all we got.
Forget Todd Monken. Get Jeff Monken in here. Let's run some double wing. Let's get, you know what? Let's do some wing T. Let's get it in here. Might as well. 216-474-0092. It's an all-time bad, and the only thing I could say is honestly, at least I'd be entertained if I saw 12 out there. So put the kid in. I'm dead serious. I know I'm frustrated and I'm mad right now.
Now we said
I don't think my opinion's going to change unless he's hurt. I don't think my opinion's changing anytime soon.
Fans were saying it couldn't get worse going from Flacco to Gabriel. It clearly got worse. And
yes.
Flacco's been great.
Absolutely got worse.
Flacco was awesome yesterday.
Absolutely got worse. Totally got worse. It got very much worse. This is much worse than what happened with Joe Flacco. Yes.
And by the way, this should tell you all you need to know, like how bad the offense is, how bad are things here, is that, Cincinnati, if they would have held on, you would have had 2 ex-quarterbacks from the Browns 2025 roster have won games this year already. You would have had 2 in the same day because Flacco ended up losing yesterday. But also Tyler Snoop Huntley. And how many points did Baltimore put up in that win? 30 points.
Well, there you go.
30 points.
There's your problem. I mean, it's getting harder and harder not to zero in on the problem. I'd be ignoring it if I wasn't zeroing in on the problem. And you have been blown out 4 times. You've played 8 games. Half of them, you've been able to just go outside and do leaves or go golfing or clean the garage or anything you can do to keep yourself away from the complete insanity that is sitting there and continuing to watch that. Because I think anything would probably be better than the feelings I was feeling watching the fourth quarter wash over me yesterday. There's no way you finish that game. Be honest with everybody. There's no way you finished watching that game. You had to have clicked into something else. Because yesterday was the first time I think I've ever, and you think about the losing I've seen, yesterday was the first day I've ever actually considered going, you know what, I'm just going to turn on Red Zone and move on with the day. I didn't do it because I didn't want to lower my standard. Which, by the way, I have a feeling I might get very upset with Daryl coming up at 8:20 this morning. But go right on ahead.
Had Red Zone on. I mean, was toggling back and forth a lot in the second half, obviously, because it was getting away. And then yesterday was Hall of Fame Beef Day. So we had the in-laws over.
Great.
And Joe Thomas. I had more texts with Joe Thomas about his meat than about the Browns. Because there was...
During the game?
There was not much to talk about.
Yeah, Hall of Famer. There you go.
Yeah. It was getting the meat ready throughout the day. Here's the thawing process. Like, here we go again. Meanwhile, there's an NFL football game going on.
Because Joe knows how the movie ends. Because he's the Pierce Brosnan of this entire franchise. He's been in the movie many times, and now he's out and he's watching other characters be in the movie. And that's the way this goes. And it will continue to do that. Because I can't... Do you want to change? I haven't even bothered to ask you. I'm sorry. Are you ready for a change at quarterback?
Yeah, I would change. I was just going to ask you, though,
you're with me?
Are we positive it can't get even worse?
I don't care.
Because
how you like
because
that?
They make it sound like
I don't care.
They make it sound like
doesn't matter now.
Shedeur wouldn't even be able to go out there
doesn't matter.
And walk to the huddle and then complete the play call. Like, they make it sound like he can't even do that.
Well, is he hurt? Are you just talking about that?
I'm talking about just being able to get the plays in. Everybody, here is the huddle. Now we're going from the huddle to the line of scrimmage, and then we get to the line of scrimmage.
Well, guess
what? Are
what?
there 11 guys on the field? Oh, we're out of time. I'm Shedeur Sanders, and I can't do any of that, according to the Cleveland Browns.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I apologize. I know I rolled right over. You go right on ahead. I'm sorry, because I'm getting mad.
But you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because me and you have been... I saw a bunch of people saying, boy, you and Ken need to apologize to Cleveland for all of the Shedeur slander because you guys have propped up Dylan Gabriel. And I'm like, we have absolutely never done that.
What did I prop up?
I blasted the Gabriel pick the day it happened. I have never once said that I thought Shedeur wasn't more talented.
That's the difference.
Dylan Gabriel. I've never once said that.
I don't know who sent that to you. That's the difference between someone who actually... Okay. That's the difference between those who actually just listen, who actually do listen to the show, and we're thankful, and those who just saw a couple of clips and decide that they want to take it where they want to take it. All right? Like, yeah, I just go with what they tell me with Dylan Gabriel, because I couldn't explain the pick either. I can't say how much I couldn't explain the pick because I'd be letting too much out of the bag, but I really couldn't explain the pick. And then they tried to explain the pick, and I go, okay, we'll see. I didn't say it wasn't NFL quality, which, by the way, with what Daryl said, maybe Daryl comes in and does Champions Post, because that wasn't NFL quality yesterday.
Could be a victory lap day for Daryl.
It could be a victory lap day.
We're going to be referencing the Ball Boys again?
But you say it could get worse, and I just say I don't care. I don't give a bleep if it could get any worse, because at least I'd have some sort of, okay, let's see if I got any hope in this guy, because it's the same thing. I've told you and told you and told you and told you, and the only way that anybody ever went against it is because they were sick and tired of hearing about the other guy. They were sick and tired of hearing about Shedeur. They either don't like him or they don't like his dad or whatever reason they've picked, so they've decided to put their eggs in the Dylan Gabriel basket. What a sad basket to put your eggs in. And so they've decided, but you can't tell me, not one person can call in and tell me that there's good reason to continue this, because he's a backup. And what backups are supposed to do is they play a handful of games. And I've never wavered from that, not once, not since April. I've never, ever, ever wavered. I've tried to be fair. I'm being fair. He's a career backup. And I don't know what the other guy's going to be.
In what league?
I want to see it. I want to see it. I'm being, maybe I'm being a little generous there, according to Tone.
You're very charitable.
I just want to see it.
You're in the giving mood today.
I want to see what Shedeur has. I don't care if it's worse, because at least it'll give me some more to get into. Because this is offensive football.
The only thing I would say,
it looks like they didn't practice.
The only thing I would say is that the only thing you got to be careful about. The quicker you get to Shedeur is the quicker you get to you know who. That's the only only stop sign I would
I'm not going to sit there and let him. It's Halloween season. I'm not going to let him scare me. It's not. No, I'm not. No, I don't care about this boogity man that you guys are telling me about because he was wearing football cleats the other day. Oh yeah, you want me to go ahead and do it again? Lima talks about Shedeur. Lima talks about Deshaun Watson like he's telling a ghost story at a bonfire. He's wearing football cleats yesterday. Submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society. The tale of the $230 million quarterback who was actually wearing football cleats the other day. Whoosh, into the fire. What do they throw into the fire to make the blaze go? What is that? I'm sorry. I'm trying not to turn into a cartoon character, even though it's way too late. I don't care if it's worse. I don't care.
I'm with you. I'm totally with you. I was just making sure, because I do know everybody said it couldn't get worse from Flacco, and it has gotten so much worse.
All these people who want to say, well, maybe he can't regurgitate the plays, or maybe he doesn't know. You know what? Then maybe the two-time coach of the year should just coach. You got the players.
Coach him up.
You got the players you have. You got to get them to point B some way, somehow. So you got 2 weeks. You figure it out. Because if we're sitting here doing this Dylan Gabriel crap any longer, I'm going to go in with a sour attitude next week, and I'll continue to go into with a sour attitude. And maybe 2 weeks before the Jets is going to help him, and maybe I'll change my ideas, and maybe I'll change my mind. I really don't think I will. I really don't. So you have a terrible, suck-ass football team that you're about to play coming up in a couple of weeks. It's as good a time as any. I don't care. And I'm not going to be sitting there afraid of, then the sooner Deshaun Watson would have to play. You know what? That's your problem, not mine. You guys signed him. I didn't want to make the trade, and I'm not going to sit here and act like he is some boogeyman underneath the stairs that I have to hide from, okay? We're all grown men. This is professional football. You guys figure it out. You figure out a way to get the kid on the field and make the offense work, because your way is clearly not working. Go up to your whiteboard and show me where that offense worked yesterday. Because I'll just sit here and pop open tall boy after tall boy and just get drunker, because that's the only way it could ever make sense, and it wasn't making sense yesterday. Sorry, Tone, that's where it is.